Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here and welcome to another video. What do you think of the new intro, guys? Wow, what an absolutely fantastic intro done by my good friend Pete Armour Onaretrotip. He's worked on this intro for me and I am absolutely buzzing about it. What an intro, I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Pete. This video is a VR response to Planet Retro, Big Gamer Al. He's put a video up recently and tagged me. Thanks, Al. The 6 best Mega Drive games, your 6 favourite Mega Drive games of all time. This is an impossible question, and Al knows this, you know. I've been thinking about this one for quite a few days, and I can't come up with... How I've done it in my head is I'm thinking, right, every single time I had to sit down to have a right Mega Drive session, you know, a day of Mega Drive or a night of Mega Drive, what are the games that as soon as I fire that up I want to play? And that's what I've gone with, you know. I'm going to try and avoid a lot of nostalgia because I've touched on them on my lockdown videos, and I'm going to try and avoid the obvious. So there's going to be no Streets of Rage, there's going to be no Sonic, just because we all know how great they are. I've tried to pick 6 games that are a little different, but these are genuinely games that I'll play every single time we have a session. And first up is this one, and that's Alicia Dragoon. An absolutely superb game, quite a unique genre of game. I wouldn't say it's a run and gun because it's not fast enough. It's kind of a bit like Magician Lord, but not as unforgiving as Magician Lord. That game on the Neo Geo was so hard. This game kind of set in a very similar style to that. You have your bolts of lightning and magic coming out of your hands, and you also, it's so unique, and you can like guide that around the screen to take out the oncoming enemies. And what's really good about this game as well is you've got a gang of dragons which you collect along the way, and each of those have a unique ability which can help and assist you throughout the levels. And I discovered this game not right back early in the Mega Drive years, but when I had my game shop, a lot of Mega Drives were being traded in that time. This was the early 2000s. And that's when I got to really fall in love with the Mega Drive again and discover so many games I didn't play growing up. And Alicia Dragoon fits into that category. I can remember it's another game I used to stick on, and I really got hooked on it in the shop and played this game an awful lot, guys. An absolutely fantastic run and gun action platform style game. Beautiful graphics, really beautiful. And yeah, an all-round really great game, and I play this regularly, and each time I play it I'll always discover a new little secret on a level where you got some health or magic, or you find a different dragon egg or whatever, and you know, it's just fantastic. A really great immersive game, and I really recommend it. Next up, we've got a shooter, and I've got to include this shooter, guys, because it is just one of the most nostalgic games. One of the first 16-bit shooters I ever played, and that is the almighty Gynog. This game just oozes horror, gothic horror, fantasy, Greek mythology. It's all just wound into one great, awesome horizontal shooter. It really is probably my favourite horizontal shooter. I love the darkness. I love the atmospheric soundtrack. It just gels. People might, when they nitpick, say that the stages, the levels are too long, but to me, I'm just soaking up all that gothic horror and awesome, awesome environments. I love the special effects. You've got to remember this is a really early Mega Drive game. 1991, guys. And the graphics blew me away. One of the first Mega Drive games I see going around a mate's house. His older brother had a Japanese Mega Drive. We were used to Spectrums and Master Systems, and we see this and we was like, wow. an amazing game, and I can remember when I finally got my Mega Drive, this is one of the first games I tracked down, and I will play this game a lot. You know, I'll make sure I sit and play through Gynog. As each year I get older and my reactions get slower, I'm not as good as I was back in the day, but my God, I have a blast on this game. An absolutely fantastic shooter. Tricky stages in it, and it can get a little muddled. You know, it gets really tough in them later stages, but a fantastic game. And I've lost hours. I've sunk hours over the years. If I like to think in nearly 30 years how many hours I've sunk into Gynog. It's unbelievable, guys. A fantastic horizontal shooter. And then next up, I'm a little annoyed, guys, because I don't seem to have this PAL, and that is the Genesis version of Decap Attack. So I need to put that right and get the PAL version of this. Why have I never noticed that before? Because Decap Attack is a great platformer, and it was originally released in Japan. Let me just grab it for you guys. And I know it as Magic Hat Adventures or something like that. I'm rubbish with the translations of these games. But all I know is this is an awesome, great platformer. Really enjoy it. Based on a Japanese anime. And then it was developed and done by the team that done Psycho Fox on the Master System. And it really shows in the game. You can see it's kind of like a spiritual successor to them games. The unique style in platforming, the jump mechanics, it just, you can tell it just oozes Psycho Fox, and it's a great game. And Decap Attack is the re-release that we got in the West here, and it's an absolutely glorious game. Again, a really unique style to the game. It's not something you see that often, and it's really, I love again the horror elements. And yeah, you play this sort of like mummified zombie with eyes in his chest and a mouth that comes out of his stomach, and you get your head and you use that as a weapon. You know, you can fire that at the enemies. Some really great items to be bought in the shop when you collect the coins, and some really quite bizarre and unique enemy sprites in this game, and some really nice and imaginative bosses with some great graphics. And I can really lose a lot of time in this game. It's not a game I'll sit there and go all the way through and finish to the end, but I'll soak up a good 2 or 3 stages of it, and it's a really, really good game. A different platformer. You know, we had so many very similar platform games, and that genre was flooded, and I always thought Decap Attack stood out amongst a lot of those. And then next up, I've had to choose a run and gun, guys. One of my favourite genres. And I could have gone with Alien Soldier, but it's hard as nails. I could have gone for Probotector. Again, what an adrenaline rush that game is. But again, it's hard as nails. And when you just want to have a session and get into a game, get your teeth into it, you can't beat Mega Turrican. Now, I know Turrican is adored on the Amiga scene, and it's really popular on the Super Nintendo too, but you cannot deny that Mega Turrican on the Mega Drive. Ooh, what a game. Absolutely fantastic visuals. I absolutely love all the different weapons in it. The environments, all the different backdrops. It's very, certain levels are very HR Giga inspired, and you know, that whole Aliens feel. There's some really awesome style levels like that, and it's just an adrenaline rush, and it's fair. It guides you into the game. I love how you can roll your character around to take out when you're getting too many enemies around you. You've got all the Homan guns. It's just an absolutely fantastic game, guys. We all know Turrican, but Mega Turrican deserves a massive mention on the Mega Drive. So there we go, guys. 2 more to go. And next up, I'm going for a Japanese shooter. This was not released in the UK. It did get an American or North American release on the Genesis. And that is RoboElise, also known as Musha in the United States. And yeah, this is a Toa Plan game, and this has got to be my favourite vertical shooter. This game is absolutely stonking, guys. It gets the balance just right on not being too easy or too hard. I love how you can change the spray of your weaponry and your secondary guns. It's absolutely an awesome game. Each level is just so well thought out. Some awesome enemy sprites in this game as well. The music, the soundtrack, it just gels. Just like Gynog, this game gels so well, and it's got to go down as one of my favourite 16-bit shooters. It really has. An absolutely powerhouse, stonking shooter. I can't recommend this enough, guys. If you've got the dollar to get it, get it. It's a great, great game. And it's one I will always go to and have a playthrough on a Mega Drive day. It really is, guys. And then finally, I had to choose one of these games out of the series. I've avoided a lot of the mainstream games, but this game I think falls under the radar, and that is Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master. Whenever you think of Mega Drive and Shinobi, it's always Revenge of Shinobi and Shadow Dancer that will get all the limelight. And Revenge of Shinobi and Shadow Dancer, both amazing games, they really are. And Revenge of Shinobi, I think, to most is the nostalgia of it. But to me, Shinobi 3 is a perfectly balanced Shinobi game. I absolutely adore the visuals in this game. It's one of the best looking games on the Mega Drive, it really is. And it's got a really nice balance in each level. The environments are varied and really highly detailed, guys. Some great bosses. There really is some fantastic screen-filling end-of-level bosses. And it's all split up with some really nice levels where there's a level where you're riding on horseback and even surfing in the ocean, guys. A fantastic Shinobi. So well balanced. An awesome soundtrack, just like Revenge of Shinobi. But I think the gameplay just tips it for me on Shinobi 3. So there we go, guys. I hope you're happy with that answer. Big game out. But there is 6 games, which tomorrow I would pick another 6. You know that. There is so many games. I started with at least 40 and I whittled it down. And like I said, I could change and give you another 6 tomorrow. But they're the 6 I'm sticking with. And thank you, Al, for tagging me in that, mate. And it's now my turn. Now, Al has said that this is opened for anyone with a VR response, so please do so. But I've got to tag 2 people. And I'm going to tag, first up, Champion 2D Rob. I want to know your 6 favourite go-to Mega Drive games. And also, I'm going to tag, and this is a bit of a one, just to try and spark this guy to do a video, because it's been too long. And I'm hoping, we can't guarantee this because I don't know, but Paul, Mr. Bads, I know you've heavily got back into collecting for Mega Drive again, and I would love to know your 6 favourite Mega Drive games that you've got so far, mate. So I'm going to tag Paul, Mr. Bad's Games. It's got to be. So there you go. Champion 2D Rob and Paul, Mr. Bad's Games. They're my 2 tags, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. There'll be more really soon, guys. Until the next time, I'm Sega Zombie. Goodbye.